Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We've got some weekday series to recap and some other stuff to discuss. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate it. We're going live a little bit earlier than usual. My name is Jimmy. We got Jake coming to you live from the Bronx office. We have Trev coming to you live from his home studio in California. Producer BBD in the room with Jake in the Bronx, and I am in my basement at my new house in New Jersey. It is not Friday. If you're watching live, it's Thursday night. It is not Friday at noon Eastern, really noon 30. Noon 30, that's what they say. Jake and I have been invited to guest host WFAN radio from 10 to 2 o'clock tomorrow on Friday when we usually record. We couldn't turn that down. We grew up listening to it, and it's kind of going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited about it. So that's why we're going early. And really, there's only, 4 games that we're going to miss out on, like not be in the know about. And not even that, because some of them are starting new series. So we're good. We're golden. We're great. We're beautiful. Jake, how are you?
James, Trevor, Big Dong, as he's known in the streets. Everyone live in the chat, adjusting, different time. Just for today, yeah, like Jimmer said, I mean, WFAN in the sports talk world, they kind of invented it. So, it's still a religion in this part of the country. I told my mom, like, Mom, I'm going to be on that radio station that you listen to in your office, because that's just how the Northeast has worked for a few years. So we're really excited for that. If you guys want to tune in 10 to 2 tomorrow, WFAN, go check that out. We'd appreciate it. For now, we're kings of baseball. So we'll talk some of the baseball. Man, some stuff is going down. Some standings have gotten real quick, including with a little bit of today's action. So I'm excited to do it, and especially with someone that I now consider a friend, Trevor Plouffe.
Thank you for that. I was going to ask you guys about the WFAN.
WFAN.
I don't really know what
WFAN.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's about.
Oh, they invented sports radio.
Yeah, listening to you guys talk about it, I'm really proud of you guys. It makes me happy for you. So, congratulations. 1,
thank you.
It's really cool. And 2, I'm happy to be here on the greatest baseball show on the planet.
WFAN.
And anytime you guys want to rip, if it's a Thursday night, Jim, if it's a Friday morning or a Saturday afternoon, we're going to rip.
Yeah, we are. No, thank you for doing this early for us, Trev. But a brief history. WFAN, the fan, was the first ever 24-hour radio show that was just sports all the time. There was news radio shows that did an hour of here's the sports show. WFN was the first one in the country. Now every city has a sports radio station, minimum one. It was the first one. Don Imus and Mike and the Mad Dog basically invented the 24-hour sports call-in radio show block. It seems so natural now, but it was I think the late 80s when it really was, this radio station is just sports. It's definitely the soundtrack to my childhood. Once they were able to simulcast it on Yes Network, no matter where we lived in California, Connecticut, California again, my mom had it in the background of the house because it was kind of like her connection to the East Coast. So it'll be cool to be in studio and talking on it with Maggie, who was nice enough to ask us to join her. Yeah.
What are you guys going to talk about? Is it just baseball or is it sports?
Well, it's all sports. I think we're going to be pretty baseball heavy.
Lean
and
baseball.
Heavy. That's the craziest thing about people that host those. Jake can do it, but paying attention. There's Evan who does on the fan now, and he's friendly with us. He knows everything. Like, it's like, how are you
Yeah.
watching and being in tune with 4 different sports leagues and all the teams? It's nuts.
You're a sicko, like our guy Jake.
You know Mad Dog, Trev.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, do I know Mad Dog? Yeah, you know,
Dude, Trev, can I tell you?
I don't have any feelings towards Mad
if
Dog.
you're going for a run, and anyone else, if listen to all the JOMBOY Media podcasts that are out there that you can watch. If you're going for a run and you just need like a quick hitter, go to YouTube, Mike and the Mad Dog, Steinbrenner. I want to say 1994. They yeah, so if you just Mike and the Mad Dog 1990 interview with George Steinbrenner, I don't think you'll ever hear an owner of a team be put to the flames like Mike and the Mad Dog put George Steinbrenner to. This was when the Yankee fans hated George Steinbrenner and there was fire Steinbrenner signs all over Yankee Stadium and they thought he was a terrible owner and there's no way he could ever be a good owner. And he goes on, it's like an hour interview and they're just going at him like crazy. Like, so you think you're a good owner? He's like, well, guys, it's wild stuff. But yeah, should be good.
All right.
So that'll be that.
Turns out he was a good owner.
Yeah, a lot of people still debate that because he got suspended for a couple years and Stick Michaels built the core.
Okay.
But yes, he's loved.
Sorry,
now.
George.
He's loved now.
Call in tomorrow, Hal.
Yeah, Hal, call in.
Wouldn't that be something?
Jake, the standings have changed?
Guys, there's real stuff like in the standings. The I don't want to give too much away. The NL East is finally like happening. Like we've got action there. The Reds are a baby step out, and our New York Yankees are a hot topic in the streets right now. So it's getting real, boys.
Good, because teams are set until they expand the rosters in September. They only expand them by 2. They're at 26 because they've been at 26. They only expand rosters by 2 players in September.
Phillies are a game back. Braves are 2 back.
Yeah, but the Phillies are losing right now. Bell hit a big 3-run home run to take the lead against Nola. So that'll hurt.
Hot. Should we talk some games?
You want to get into it?
I think we should. We got 2 today, so I'm just gonna let it rip. All the recaps are brought to you by Gabby Insurance. Guys, new friend of the podcast, GABI, Gabby Insurance. True story. And I know sometimes you hear that and you're like, that's not a true story. But this will sound very much like us in a second. Formerly intern Luke, for the real JOMBOY Media fans, now sales Luke, came up to us and he's like, guys, I need you to mess around with this Gabby Insurance thing. And we were like, Luke, are you serious? Like, we got stuff to do. We can't mess around with our phones. This is going to take forever. I might be the least tech-savvy person in the world.
You and your mom.
Me and my mother. She passed it on to me. Man, it gathers all of the insurance rates. You punch in your info. What vehicle you driving these days, Trev? You got the truck?
Got a couple different ones.
Whoops.
Got a
Showtime.
Range.
Showtime. So
I drive a Honda Fit.
Need my social security number too, or what? What's going on here?
That would be great. We will end the show with Trev's social like we always do. Man, you punch in your information, where you live, what you're driving, and it finds you the best insurance rate. And that's probably what you want because it'll save you money. Put your policy to the test. Get a better insurance with Gabby, Gabi. It's totally free to check, no obligation. Gabby.com/baseball. That's Gabby.com/baseball. Go check them out. Save yourself some money. I mean, they link you up with 40 of the top insurance providers, Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, all of them. They're right there. Save money if you like that. And then you can, one day you can have 20 cars like Trevor Plouffe does. So.
I'm not a car guy. But I do like nice insurance for my car.
Yeah, you better insure them whips.
Believe it. I checked
Believe
the Gabby app out too per Lucas' request, and I found it to be very simple.
I was pissed at him. I was like, Luke, this ain't going to end well. And it did. So shout out to Gabby.
Also, the name of Luke's ex-girlfriend, which is hilarious.
It's pretty messed up. I was like, Luke, you all right,
I was waiting for a
dude?
Gabby story. I was waiting for someone.
Damn, bro.
I don't know many Gabbies. I don't think I know any Gabbies. Gabby Sanchez was a baseball
I
player.
married a
That's
Gabby.
spelling.
Okay.
Lie.
Ryan and Gabby. Gabriella.
Oh, you wed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who's got the NL? Not me. I'll tell you that much.
I think Poppy Gordo's got it. I'm leadoff hitter today. I told Trev I'd like you guys to see some pitches, but if I get one in the wheelhouse, I'm swinging.
Let's go.
I'm swinging.
We'll talk about that a little later. But hey, when you go read this, I'm gonna go change my AirPods out. So don't get mad that I'm leaving. I'm here.
You gotta
Okay.
go put in your second pair of AirPods.
I do. This one's not charged. Love you guys so much.
Are those insured? In the National League, can we talk about the Hotlanta Braves? They are playing Game 3 tonight, but Jimmy, you're going to love this. They won the first 2 games against the St. Louis Cardinals. They broke their every other streak with a win, and that brings them back in this NL East race. 6-1-7-4. Dansby. What up, Vandy? He's got a bunch of hits this series. Jorge Soler, your guy, Jim. 2 homers. Sometimes a change of scenery is all you need, people. Braves took the lead. 3 runs in the 8th inning of Game 2. Ooh, doggy. Cardinals fans not looking great, but Jack Flaherty is about to make another rehab start Friday and then activated, barring no setbacks. So that's exciting. Again, Game 3 tonight. Nationals and the Phillies. Oh boy, NL East. The Phillies have won all 3 of the first 4 games. Like Jim mentioned, Game 4 happening right now, and Josh Bell doing some things. But man, Harper Segura, bunch of extra base hits. I like that. Carter Kieboom. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a minute, Nats fans. That's fun for you. And the young Luis Garcia, the hitter, doing some stuff. But the Phillies are getting dubs. Like we said, game back of the Mets live. Right now, they're playing this weekend. Buckle up, baby! I am Mad Dog Jimmy's Francesa. Marlins hosted the Mets. Speaking of, Marlins take 3 out of 4. Caught me a Marlin! Marlins 6-3, 5-4, and then 4-2 on the last game of the set. Mets took Game 3. Cookie Carrasco on the bump in that one. Dom Smith had a few hits in this series. Baby Jesus in his Mets debut, or in his Marlins debut, 5 innings, 3 earned run. That's better than he been had doing. Been had snacks. Lewis Brinson knocking it around the horn. How about that? Marlins take 3 out of 4. Mets, let's go. Rockies and the Cubs, they've split the first 2 so far. This is the series you've all been waiting for. 13-6 Rocks, 3-2 Cubs. They are playing right now. I can give you a live goddamn score update. How about that? It's 6-5 Rockies, bottom 8. Holy boogity, boogity, boogity. We're in a worm burner. Nobody cares. D-backs hosting the Giants. Jake Snakes. Giants have won 2 out of 3. Game 4 is going on right now, and I think my Snakes have a nice 4-0 lead heading into the 9th. Oh boy, San Francisco. You don't want to split. They won 11-8 in extra innings the first game. D-backs, Mad Bum dropped it. 7-inning pitch, 1 earned. Jim, your guy Gossman dropped a 6 innings pitch, 1 earned. He's back on track. That is important for them. Like I said, the Snakes, best team in baseball. They're beating them right now. Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. They take the bookend 6-2 and 4-2 with the good fortitude from Peralta in that start. Pirates took the middle game in extras. Brew Crew just misses out on the sweep. Gregory Polanco, go-ahead RBI single. Think he had a nice catch in this series, too. Eduardo Escobar, over from the Snakes, now on Trevor's Brew, doing good thing. 5 hits, including a Yabo. Stephen Brault, co-host of the Chris Rose Rotation, makes his debut. Let's go, Stephen Brault. We love you when you're here, your family. Olive Garden, JOMBOY Media, and Trevor Plouffe's cards, and that's what happened in the National League. Oh.
Wow, Jake, a lot happened.
Wow, Jake, a lot happened. Yes, Jimmy.
What was your favorite thing that happened?
Okay, so favorite thing makes it... My favorite thing that happened is the Braves ending their every other streak with a win. Because I was pretty firm that if they ended their every other streak with 2 losses, that's crippling to their season. Them getting a double win, being 2 games out, along with the Phillies. The NL East is going to be the best race of the year, unless the AL East, things really get hot. But the NL East, it looks like we're going to be in it till the end.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Whew.
The Mets and Phillies. So, hell, hold on. The Mets play tonight, right?
Mets played today and got beat.
The Mets already played?
Yes.
And they lost.
Yes.
They lost. Tough
And
one, too. They had a chance at the end.
Yeah.
But if the Phillies lose this game, is it just stay at 1.5, or does it go to
It would be
2?
1.5.
So if the Phillies come back and win this game, and Didi just hit a home run to make it 5-3, holy smokes! Oh no, it got robbed at the wall.
Oh,
My God!
that's live.
What a time to tune in. Soto just robbed Didi. So
Wow.
if the Philly was to come back and win this game, they'd be a half game difference.
Yeah, dude. And they're playing 3 this weekend. So, like, it is full-blown game on in the National League East.
Did you see who started? I mean, you saw because you did the
I did the
Nationals recap.
Yeah.
And he's starting against the Mets. Yeah, Soto just does a nice robbery. Ranger Suarez
Yeah, boy.
is now starting games and going 3 innings. This dude went from low leverage middle reliever who hadn't given up like an earned run all year. So then they go, all right, let's put him in the closer role. Now he was pretty good in the closer role. Now they trade for Kennedy, and now the Ranger Suarez is a starter.
We need outs, kid.
How about that?
Man.
It's interesting that they did that, especially after picking up Gibby. It's not like they were, looking for more innings. I questioned Girardi why. I didn't really see a reason or an explanation from it other than he's been pitching well, so they wanted to put him in the rotation and maybe get more innings out of him. I don't know, man. Seems to be better suited as like a high leverage reliever, maybe multiple innings if you need him later in the game than to give you 3 to start the game. But
Well, they traded Howard, right?
they did.
So Howard for Gibby.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Eflin and Velasquez are on the IL. Looks like Velasquez went on last day of June with blister stuff, so I don't know what's going on there. Interesting. I wonder, getting them stretched out, I wonder if they're thinking potential playoff weapon either way, because if the Phillies can make the dance, Wheeler, Nola, Gibson, like, they are a scary team. Trev, you've been on the Phillies from the start, bro.
I was hoping for them to, get on a hot streak, and no one has been doing that in the NL East, and now the Phillies, I think since the 1st of July, have been pretty damn good. I think that's when their run kind of started. They have all the makeup. We've talked about this, man. The bullpen was so bad for them, but their roster construction is pretty good. And because the Mets didn't run away with it, here we are. They have a chance to freaking get ahead in the division this weekend, which is nuts. Nuts. Backyard Brad, let's go.
Backyard Brad.
Freaking love him.
Backyard Brad. On the other side of that, and Jimmy, you've said this, and maybe we need to remind people, like, guys, good news, bad news. If your season is starting to fall out, like, we're probably not going to deep dive on the Nats. You guys traded away half your roster. I'm glad Carter Kieboom and Luis Garcia are doing some stuff for you. But, I mean, the real other side of the coin here is the Mets at the Marlins. The Marlins in Florida have been a house of horror for the Mets this year. Was talking to our guy, Jolly Olive, and he kind of had the look of a Mets fan not expecting Metsy stuff, but just like, oh, dude, when we play the Marlins, like, stuff kind of doesn't count. It's the same look Yankee fans or Red Sox fans give you when the Rays beat them up in the Trop. You're just like, oh, that's kind of out of our hands. Like, what happens down there, that sucks. So, obviously, losing 3 out of 4, kind of a nightmare a little bit. But, hey, they play those games in Philly this weekend, too. And if they take care of their work, we could be saying, hey, Mets stretched out their lead back to 2.5. That was a good pressure test for them. So let's see it. But, man,
100%.
things are getting very real. And even those Braves, solar power.
How about that?
I watched the end of that Mets-Marlins game today, and like Javi comes up with a chance to tie the game, strikes out. Then they get an error to load the bases, and then the pitcher screws the ball up. So they have all these chances, and then it's like ground ball, second base, game over. So I get what Jolly Olive is saying about that series.
Jolly Olive.
Reading about the Phillies, man, the quotes from Hoskins and like what they're doing. So they traded for Gibby, obviously. Spencer Howard's out, obviously, and then Vince Velasquez and they say Matt Moore are going to be relievers. And Howard was traded, so that's a huge shakeup for their thing. Ranger Suarez threw 33 pitches, faced the minimum over 3 innings. But
good for him, man.
But Girardi said no. We have him on a plan. He's going to be a starter for us.
Is that our first manager plan?
I guess so. I don't know if it's Joe's plan, but someone's making the plan. So like Ranger Suarez is going to throw 60 pitch. That's a crazy plan. The dude hasn't started in like 1,000 days or whatever. And they're like, no, yeah, he's going to be a starter. He goes out, throws 33 pitches over 3 innings and faces the minimum. And they took him out. They're like, yeah, that's our plan. No, because we need him down the stretch. So I might become the biggest Ranger Suarez fan out there.
Huge.
BBD's got the infield. I got Ranger Suarez.
You guys would love Ranger Suarez. Just happy-go-lucky, always smiling. Good teammate. I like him a lot.
Wow. Huge Ranger Suarez pod.
I'm happy for the Braves.
100%.
I'm happy for the Braves. They did well. Unfortunately, the Cardinals traded for John Lester and Happ, and that didn't lead them to wins. I had some Cardinals fans in the YouTube comments say, like, someone tell Jimmy they traded for Happ and Lester because they don't want to rush up their AAA pitchers because they don't want to, like, rush them. And my response is, you still could have done that without giving prospects or anything up. You could have went and signed someone from independent ball. If you're quitting on this year and you want to save your AAA pitchers, still not a reason to trade away people for Lester and Happ. Lester got absolutely rocked. Happ did pretty well, but still. Are Cardinals out? Like, are we?
I think so.
Because if a Cardinals fan is saying they traded for them because they just need inning eaters, well, that means you've given up. And you lose 2 to the Braves.
I thought I tagged you guys on something on Twitter about that. They did say that. And I don't know if it was someone that's in the front office, but they were saying these guys are going to eat innings for us while we keep pitch counts down on some of the younger guys.
That's stupid. And the Cardinals are a smart organization, and they gave up.
You think it's a little bit of the mentor thing?
No.
Like Lester, he's been in big games. I guess you didn't even need that. Who needs a mentor when you have Wainwright and Yachty? So that's not it.
Yeah, Cardinals fans, I wish I'd, sometimes I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm just not seeing it right now, babe. You guys had to do something to make us talk about you. I mean, you're a game under 500 right now, and hey, I know the Braves just got to 500, but they are 2 games back in their division. You guys are 11 games back in your division. So sorry the Brewers are good this year, but St. Louis, I'm sorry. Hey, Jack Flaherty, go be the spark. Be the spark.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Love that for him. He'll come back and pitch well, and shoot, who knows what they're going to do with him. If they're shutting down everybody else, are they going to have him go run a full end of the season?
I mean, that's when you're getting into real questions. Like, Jack Flaherty is your organization's, prize piece. He'll shove. He'll just drop it on there.
Whenever he gets the pitch, he'll just shove. Yes.
You guys talk recently, Trev? Oh.
What did we talk about recently? The Russell Westbrook news we talked about. I think that's the last time that I texted him. He's a big Russell Westbrook fan and also a big Laker fan, so it's basically just a dream come true for him.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah.
Feeling good, though.
Huge. Love that. Love that.
I'm getting mad. I'm getting more mad at the Cardinals.
Wow. Jim?
They traded John Gant for Hap, right?
I believe so.
Hap's a true rental. Gant, they have Gant next year. Do you know what Gant did in his first 10 starts this season for the Cardinals?
Good.
Yeah. How's a 1.6 ERA?
It's good.
10 starts. Obviously, then it fell off. Then they moved him to the bullpen, maybe because of innings limit stuff. I don't know why. But, Hap doesn't have 10 better starts than that this season.
What if it's like a Willie Adames thing, like John Gant is scared of arches, so St. Louis was just never going to happen for him?
You cannot make me understand the Hap trade.
Not even the arch situation.
Not even the arch situation.
Okay.
Nobody can understand the Hap trade, Jim. I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Okay.
I don't even think the Cardinals front office understands what they did. Maybe they thought it was a different player.
We meant Tom Grant.
Again, no offense to Hap. Great career.
Turn it into...
I think he even owned me, too, so I can't talk too much crap about him. But, yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Turn it into a Verizon commercial.
Yeah. Shitty connection.
Cubs, Rockies. Sorry, guys. Love you, Ian Happ. Brewers take care of business, and that's obvious. And Giants might be getting clipped by the Snakes, babe. Let's go. Well, they'll split 4, but 4-0, top 9. Oh, boy, Giants first and third. Might be speaking too soon.
The Rockies just officially won and beat the Cubs.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they kept Daniel Bard for the save. So that was great job, Rockies front office. You'll have 30.
You just slipped down in the draft order. Great to go.
37-year-old Bard.
Good time for them to start winning.
Add him to the team next year.
Man.
Hate you, Rockies. Broke my heart.
Who's the hottest team in the NL right now? And then we can move on to the AL.
Hottest team in the NL. Brewers have an argument. So did the Giants.
It's the Giants and the Brewers. They're both 7-3. They're both
right
12. They're both 7-3 in their last 10. They're both 12-8 in their last 20. The Giants lose today. That might change it. So, man. Phillies have the highest win streak, but they're about to lose that. Interesting.
Keep hitting dingers, Trevor Story.
Yeah.
Get that payday.
Got to get that money.
Gosh,
Did you talk about the Reds, or am I
feel
talking
bad
about
for
the
Trevor
Reds?
Story.
I'm talking about the Reds.
I think you're talking about
I think
the
they're
Reds.
interleague, Jim.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the AL then. Trevor Plouffe.
All right. The Seattle Mariner, J.P. Crawford's team went into Tampa, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Rays. Neither offense did well, but that's kind of obvious with these two teams. The starters pitched to a 3.06 for the Mariners and a 7.07 for the Rays. They must have had a good bullpen. Yes, they did. 2.08 bullpen ERA in those games. You know who did hit? The best ever. Arozarena had 7 freaking hits, 4 extra base hits that included 2 home runs, and no other Ray records more than 2 hits. Arozarena trying to put him on their back, but Mariners take 2 out of 3. Flexen and Kikuchi both had quality starts, and 6 of the 8 Mariners relievers to pitch didn't even give up any dang hits. So Rays, what you doing, baby? Mariners take 2 out of 3. Moving on, Cleveland went up into Toronto, and the Blue Jays have won 2 out of 3, but Game 4 is tonight. 5-2 Indians in Game 1, 7-2 Blue Jays, then 8-6 Blue Jays. Springer is getting it going, guys. So far, he has 8 hits with 4 extra base hits, 2 homers. Vlad Guerrero Jr. won't stop, can't stop. 34 freaking homers on the year. Our guy, Oscar Mercado, had 6 hits with a home run. Jose Ramirez banging it out. He's got 2 homers, because that is obvious. Ryu went 7 innings pitched with 2 earned runs for the win in Game 2. Steven Matz. You guys remember how I like Steven Matz? 6 shutout innings for the win in Game 3. A couple bad things going, or one bad thing for the Blue Jays. Kevin Biggio placed on the 10-day IL. Blue Jays 2 out of 3. Game 4 is tonight. Moving on, the Yankees went into Baltimore and they took 2 out of 3. 7-1 Orioles in Game 1. What's going on? Why are you guys looking at me like that?
Baltimore came to the Bronx.
Baltimore came to the Bronx and the Yankees took 2 out of 3. 7-1 Orioles in Game 1, 13-1 Yankees. They shellacked them in Game 2, and they did it again in Game 3, 10-3 in that one. LeMahieu got hot. Torres, they both had 5 hits with multiple extra base hits each. Judge, Stanton, and Rizzo all hit homers because that's what they're supposed to do. For the Orioles, we'll throw you a bone. Ryan Mountcastle, 6 hits with 4 extra base hits, including 2 homers. He went way back on the homers that I saw. So good for you. Yankees scored 5 in the 7th to take the lead in Game 3, including DJ. Go-ahead RBI single. Cole, Montgomery, now Gary Sanchez all test positive for COVID, and Urshela placed on the 10-day IL. But the Yankees be winning. The New York Yankees be winning. Moving on, Red Sox go into Detroit. Tigers take 2 or 3 from the Red Sox. 4-2 Tigers, 4-1 Red Sox, then 8-1 Tigers in the rubber match. Grossman, our guy, 4 hits with a homer. Alex Verdugo keeps doing it. 4 hits with a double. Duran, 3 hits with a homer. Everybody's hitting. Scooball goes 5 shutout innings for the win in Game 3. And Perez lasts just 1 1/3 innings. Guess what? Mickey Cabs, 2 homers away from 500 on the career. He hits number 498. Tigers take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. Now the Angels went down to Texas. They took 3 of freaking 4 from the Rangers. 4-1 Rangers, and the Angels won the next 3 in a row, 11-3, 2-1, and 5-0. Jack Mayfield, good for you, man, 2 homers. 9 Angels record multiple hits. Kiner Falefa, our guy, had 4 hits. Brock Holt stole home in Game 1. I got to check that out. Ohtani continues to do it because, of course, he does. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. I believe his OPS is over $1 and his ERA is under 3 now, so I think that's good. Bad news for the Angels, though. Rendon to miss the rest of the season after going surgery. Walsh is placed on the 10-day IL, but shouldn't miss a lot of time. And Trout, guess what? Been feeling better. He's ramped up the running. Angels take 3 out of 4. Moving on, I think I got one more. Yes, I do. The Royals went into Chicago. The series is split so far. Game 3 is tonight. White Sox took Game 1 7-1. Royals 9-1 in Game 2. Tim Anderson had 4 hits with a homer. Vaughn had 3 hits with a homer. Merrifield hit because, of course, Giolito, he gets rocked for 6 earned runs and 4 innings pitched in Game 2. The series 1-1. Rubber match tonight. And that's what's happening in the AL.
Great job, Trev. Great job.
Thank you.
I think you start with the Tigers taking 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. Is that the most interesting one here?
They've been playing so well, Jim.
Yeah, I guess it's the whole East here, because you have the Mariners, you have the Rays losing, the Blue Jays winning, the Yankees winning, and the Red Sox losing. So the 3rd and 4th seed win, the 1st and 2nd seed lose. So that's kind of just tightens up the whole gap, which I think is why Jake was getting excited earlier about the AL East maybe becoming something fun. And yeah, the Red Sox is, not great.
The Red Sox.
No, it's not. They've been sliding for quite some time now, right?
They're
on a pretty big slide.
They are 2-7 in their last 9. And they kind of they had some leash, and with that 2-7 streak, they kind of just lost the leash. So I mean, they still got a gap. They still have a leg up on the Yankees. The Rays are a game and a half up. It's not panic time. It's stop the losing streak and start winning games again time. But man, with the Blue Jays playing a good brand of baseball, especially since the trade deadline. The Yankees have been winning games for about a month now. The AL wild card is kind of full-blown fun. We were wondering how it was going to happen. We were hoping the A's came back to earth. We are kind of in it now. So with the NL East race becoming very real, the AL wild card at a minimum being a pretty real race, and potentially, I mean, the AL East was a race. It looked like a two-horse race. Man, if the Jays or the Yanks can stay hot and scare those boys up top, I mean, then September gets real fun. But there's still a lot of work to do there. Boston's got, 5 games up on the Yanks? I mean, that's a gap.
But they were in first place last week.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
forget about the Yankees.
No, I mean, Boston, you got to stop your losing streak. And, I mean, at some point,
forget about Yankees or Blue Jays. They were, the wild card is very different than first place.
Oh, yeah.
So
yes.
They don't, I mean, if you're a Red Sox fan, I get it. You shouldn't be worried about the Yankees or the Blue Jays, but you got to be worried about going back above the Rays because the wild card game sucks.
I mean, for me, I've been on those Rays all year. And I mean, Red Sox are still going to exchange blows with them, but Rays just always go. They always go.
I mean, they just
go.
I think the Rays lost this series too to the Mariners.
They always go.
The Red Sox are not suited for a one game. They're much more suited for a long series.
Well, unless
Chris Sale comes and if Chris Sale comes back and does it, and forgive me because I probably should know this, but I don't even want to talk about it. Sale been when's the last time he's been dominant? It feels like it's been a while. Maybe 2019?
2019, right?
Was 2019 or was that his bad year?
I don't know.
So 2019, he got hit a little bit.
Right?
So, I mean, 2018, gross, 2.11 ERA.
Dominant.
Yeah, I mean, 2019, he 4.4 ERA, 25 starts. So he wasn't great. The punchies were there. The FIP is good, so there's probably some bad luck stuff there. But yeah, he wasn't Chris Sale that year.
I do want to talk about the Jays a little bit because we talk about teams that, did well at the trade deadline, and the Dodgers made the huge splash, and the Yankees, it's kind of all over the media, Rizzo and Gallo, the Italian Stallions running around town. But the Jays, I think, helped their chances more than any other team because they were sitting, on the other side of the fence looking like there's no way they could get over it. But then Barrios comes to town. Robbie Ray has figured it out and he's having a hell of a year. Ryu's been Ryu, and then Manoa's they developed him, brought him up. So now they have 4 quality starters. They can hit with the best of them. Vladdy has been absolutely crazy, as we know, but we knew their offense was going to be good. It's been the bullpen for them, and they addressed it. They went and got 3 relievers, and if they can somehow find a formula, and we know every postseason or at the end of a season, some out of the blue reliever gets hot. Daniel Hudson did it for the Nationals in 2019. If they can get someone to do that and become a guy in the back end of their bullpen, then we're talking about a complete team and a scary team for a lot of these other people going up against them in a series because of that depth in their starting pitching and the way they can bang the ball.
By the way, San Francisco Giants, bases loaded. They've already scored 2 runs, and there's 0 outs against the D-backs in the top of the 9th. So they may be getting 3 out of 4 with another base hit. Trev, and hey, we're a schedule pod. We're a full-blown schedule pod. Leave it in the reviews. Red Sox and Jays got 4 coming up. If the Jays can do one thing, it's hit with anyone, and the Red Sox pitching has been scuffling a little bit, who doggy? If you don't think the Jays think that's a big series, and I guess that's what I'm interested to see the rest of the way. There's still a lot of AL East, games to be played heads up. And if one of those teams gets dominant, Boston has owned the Yankees early on this season. If the Jays can turn it on in the divisional games, if the Yanks can, if Boston can, I mean, that's kind of what it's going to come down to. Excited.
I fear I don't like that for the Red Sox pitching. Jays can hit. What you know? The last time a Red Sox pitcher completed 6 innings with 2 earned runs or less, so like a full blown like standing ovation start, like people clap for him. Been 24 games.
Wow.
It's a minute. That'll add up.
It's a long
That'll
time.
add up on a bullpen.
We talked about that at the beginning of the season. We didn't think their starting pitching was strong. They kind of came out of the gates hot, so we were forced to eat our words a little bit. But there's always that regression, and the dog days of August are here. So they got to find a way to get out of this little slide, or else they're going to end up in the wild card game. And like we said, they're not exactly well equipped for that, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see. The Blue Jays, though, good for them. They're pitching
They're
well,
fun,
and they're having
man.
so much fun. They're having like the
Oof.
club in the locker room, having so much fun. That shit's important.
Club dub.
They just got back to Toronto, man. Let's go.
What? Hey, what about the Mariners? I mean, you got to give them credit. They go in, they go into the Trop and take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. It's one of the best records in baseball. Flexen pitched well. Kikuchi pitched well. And then they who was the other pitcher for him? No, Gilbert didn't, I think.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Kikuchi,
I don't think he did too bad. Yeah.
but that's good for the Mariners. I was hoping they'd slide a little because I wanted them to come limping into the Yankee Stadium because they got 4 against the Yankees starting tonight. But I also like that they beat up the Rays a little bit in their home. The Trop sucks. That's 2 corners of the map coming together.
Oh, long flight. You're totally right about that. I have no idea how the Mariners continue to do it other than they've got some mojo, man. They got a good clubhouse chemistry. They go out and they're just, I guess, built the right way. They play a little bit of defense. You know,
It was an incredibly important start for my dude Kikuchi because he was over 4 on the ERA after his last outing against the Astros, and he needed to come back down. He goes 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, comes back down to 3.89. Unfortunately, the Yankees probably put a 5 spot on him again, knock it back up. He's going to have to come back down after that. We just end in the 3s at the end of the year, and I'm happy.
Anon in the chat. Mariners went 6-1 versus the Rays this year. How about you, Seattle? Who knows how important that could be? And yeah, Seattle deserves some more love. It starts with JB Crawford, at the top of the lineup and defensively. And then, yeah, man. I mean, when I just talked about the Toronto series and how big that is for Toronto, everything about that should be said about Seattle going to play the Rays and the Yankees. Take care of your business, Seattle, and we'll start believing.
When do the Rays get their Anderson back? Everyone keeps telling me the Rays have so many pitchers on the IL, but are they coming back? Because now Archer, Glasnow, Chirinos, these guys aren't coming back. Who's coming back that's going to be part of the September and postseason for the Rays? I know Anderson, Fairbanks, Micro Dick,
Anderson. Will join AAA Durham for a rehab appearance Thursday, so that's probably today, right? So yeah, Nick Anderson should be in the August timeline somewhere. I would love if they do get my guy Fairbanks back. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been brainwashed. I just believe in them. McClanahan's looking better. Patino's looking good. What's Shargs? Shargwa?
Shagwa.
I think the Mariners beat Patino.
Good. Mariners own the Rays.
Yeah, they traded for what's his name, Fire Eyes, and he's also on the IL.
JP.
I don't know how long that's been.
Ooh.
It's the thing I have the most trouble with doing what we do is following relievers and how are they pitching and what's going on with them. I feel like there's such a shuttle of relievers all the time. Sometimes they're riding a hot wave, so they're in the back end of games, and the next thing you know, they're pitching the 5th with a 6-run deficit.
Yeah, it's the most
you guys stick
volatile
all the whole time.
and it's a volatile position, and they're so wishy-washy with how they use relievers now, and it's not like the 9th inning, 8th inning, 7th inning guy where you can kind of keep up. So yeah, it is tough. Tyler Clippard's still doing the damn thing though, Trev.
Let's go.
Tyler Clippard's doing it. Another guy that I was like, damn, he's still doing it or playing is Soria. He was closing for your Snakes, right? Then he got traded to somebody.
Soria finds a way every year, man.
He's got to be close to 40 years old, and I'm going to look it up now.
I think he go to Toronto? Is that where he ended up? Yeah.
Did you hear
Just went on the IL for
Brian?
him.
Did you hear Brian Wilson on the Chris Rose rotation talking about his time with the Giants, and him and Soria were gas station buddies? And it's like so crazy that Soria is still playing.
Yeah.
And Brian Wilson seems like from a forgotten time, Posey's still there and like other guys, but some of those Giants that Brian Wilson was playing with during that run feel like it just was. Some players have longevity and they tie together generations, and it's kind of nuts why they do that.
He's only 37 years old, so I was wrong about that. I think he just got to the league really early because he debuted at 22. He's been pitching since 2007, dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Want to do salary?
Oh.
Yeah, I did not like facing him at all, dude.
He seemed you got him like his toughest years too.
Joakim Soria, MLB.
Yeah, with the Tigers.
That's brutal. Relievers are tough. He's got you beat, Trev?
All right, let's. No. I don't know.
Oh.
Probably. He got 14 years in the show, man.
0 for 9, 3 Ks. Bad, yeah.
Yeesh.
Reliever. He had a couple peak years.
All right, I got it up. Go for
36.
it, guys. James?
I don't know. What Soria are we talking about?
Looked like we lost you during that part. What do you got going on over there?
$72 freaking million. Wow. Let's go.
I was not thinking of that Soria. You're talking about Joakim Soria?
Yes.
All of my stories weren't about him.
Okay.
They were about your
what?
haircut buddy.
Sergio Romo.
Yeah. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
He's still tricking him, though.
Ben Franklin is at the Giants game.
That's what you were lost in. Okay.
Like, I'm going to text this to BBD, but they flashed to a guy in the crowd who's with his granddaughter, I guess, or probably like quadruple great-granddaughter. And I'm so jealous. BBD, I'll try and send this to you so you can show the chat, because this is like, it's just so fucking beautiful to see old men give up on their looks and start caring about living, you know?
Oh my God.
It is becoming Jimmy's favorite pass. Jimmy, why do you think you're loving it? Like, are you hoping to get on that path one day, or have you given up on that path now that you're in the public forum?
I don't know if I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it.
That's why.
I was just way too caught up in like not looking like a fool and not embarrassing myself. But these guys, they're the most liberated people in the world.
Yeah.
No, because they're different than you, Jake, because you put yourself out there. Like, they just don't give a fuck.
Right.
They're like, I'm bald. I have tiny shreds of hair places that some people would either shave it to hide that they're bald and just be like, no, I shaved my head, the Derek Jeter thing, or they do a comb over. But then there's these guys that just accept it, and all they care about is living. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's if Larry, David, and God had a baby.
This is incredible.
I don't know if Trev can see because we have a different.
I can't see it. No, BBD took my template
gotcha.
away. I'm only staring at you two.
Trev, take a look at that.
Take a peek at that. See if you
yeah. Oh, I kind of disagree, Jim. I think he's doing that like on purpose. Like, he likes it. Like, he looks good.
That is a lot of hair. That's more hair than I expected back there.
You know, the women in his life are dying to give him a haircut, and he just doesn't care.
I don't know.
He could be like an old school rock dude, you know? Like, some of they don't want to give that up. That
is
that
a
hair.
Ben Franklin impersonator for fun.
There's a
Could be.
chance that guy teaches Karma Sutra
Santa
classes
Claus?
on the weekend.
Well, don't make him terrible, Jake. You just turned him into a creep.
No. The Karma
Maybe that is
Sutra
for his
beautiful.
job, Jim.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a Ben Franklin impersonator and a Santa Claus impersonator, and they both work.
Just like all right, keep it PG.
Oh, okay. Should we get to the interleague? Giants tied it up. We're going
Wait.
bottom 4. What do you think?
I was gonna say like a dancing bear party, but it's Ben Franklin bear. Like that's him. Just so creepy.
You lost me there. Joakim Soria, you know what I love to see?
Yes.
When guys have straight up full years on their service time chart. He's never been sent down to the minor leagues. He got to the big leagues, and he just been a big leaguer for
baller.
14 freaking years. That's very impressive.
That's show.
Pete Moylan texted me about Sergio Romo, so I guess Peter's watching right now. And Tyler Rogers just got brought in for the Giants. Do sidewinders get jealous when a guy winds slower than them? Like Tyler Rogers is like knuckles are touching dirt almost. Is he like alphaing all the sidewinders that weren't that low?
It's an interesting question, Jim.
Or the ones like, I don't need to go that low. I'm still somewhat of a real pitcher. Is that what Peter Moylan's thinking?
We had a pitching coach that anytime there was some guy that threw from a weird arm angle or had a dumb windup or something, he would just get on the top step and he'd go, "Throw the ball right." and then he'd walk back down and sit down. Like that was his thing. He wasn't even joking about it. I think he just really didn't like it.
That's good.
And that's baseball.
That's baseball
culture.
You guys want me to tell you what happened in the IL?
Love it.
In the IL, we had 3 series that were 2 games, and they split. So nothing happened. Dodgers, Astros split. Padres, A's split. Twins, Reds split. That's the IL.
We're close to the end. Just let it ride.
Just let that ride. We're close. It's going to end soon.
Let that ride, Daniel.
Just let that ride out.
It's kind of a great recap, to be honest.
It's accurate.
Yeah, I'm officially protesting 2-game interleague split series. Why do it?
It's nothing.
Why even come? You know, this is America. We don't do
the fans.
We don't do ties, Trev. Like nothing happened
for
here.
the fans.
I said this too. I said last episode. I said Padres and A's were just going to split, and there was going to be no movement, and then they all do. You know what? The only one that matters, because Dodgers, Astros, 2 good teams, going to be playoff teams, hard fought games or fun games, but they split, so they both walk away happy. Padres, A's, kind of the same thing. I think both those teams really needed to win too, and really couldn't afford to get swept. Like there was more in the balance if a sweeping did happen in the Padres, A's, because both those teams are kind of needing to get going and cement their place in the wild card game. The Reds, what are you doing? You got to sweep that 2 games against the Twins.
Padres tried to sweep it, Jim. A's made a hell of a comeback in that second game. I'm looking at Chapman, then Yanni Gomes.
Starling Marte,
the RBI
4
singles.
hits.
Yeah.
Some Mookie Betts talk. I'm saving that for later. McCullers dealt. Scherzer made his first start for the Dodgers, and he performed incredibly well. The Dodgers signed Cole Hamels, and Trey Turner is cleared to play.
The Dodgers signed Cole Hamels and gave him $1 million guaranteed, and he's getting $200,000 a freaking start.
Who's Cole Hamels' agent? Because he does a great job. And
it's incredible.
Is it Boris or who is it? I'll find out. Because if you're a young kid, if Cole Hamels' agent is like some underground agent, John Boggs. Is that a big time agent, Trev?
Maybe. I don't know the name.
Okay, so maybe he's an underground
John
agent.
Boggs.
But everybody, if you're a young baseball player that's about to get signed, like if you're a college ball player that listens, go get John Boggs, because Cole Hamels has been paid how much money to not pitch for 2 years?
Enough to party.
Oh, that's right. He got paid last year from the Braves, right?
And the Braves paid him $17 million.
Something like
No, they did?
but prorated, but yes.
It was 18 mil.
Yeah.
Rated.
And
He's
now
made
he's
so
getting
much freaking money, too.
a million guaranteed and 200K a start.
Good for him, man.
That ain't
They
bad.
must not. They must plan on never starting him.
Do you think
All right, Trev, career to date.
Cole
Cole Hamels.
Hamels got some
It's a lot.
bags?
It's a lot. I think it's like 170. If I had to guess.
Give me
Jake?
give me 190.
210.
Ooh.
Okay, what's the weirdest thing in Cole Hamels' basement?
Cole Hamels' basement is nothing but pictures of him and his wife on beaches posing nicely.
Like every vacation they've ever been on.
Yeah, it's almost like a
I
wall
bet
of
he's got like a
vacations.
zillion golf clubs.
It's a
Like,
time.
he's
It's a
probably got, like,
timeline, Jake. Right, white walls, right in the middle. It's just like their first vacation together, and then they're next, and then they're next, and then like a kid joins, and then they're
Check
next.
one thing.
Yeah,
I like that. He's got to be a golfer. Left-handed starting pitcher. They all golf. Every
Nick-
single one of you.
Nickname Hollywood.
Oh yeah, good-looking dude, man.
Wow.
update from Peter Moylan.
Okay.
He said, "Nope, just get outs. No jealousy amongst
Okay.
Sidelanders." Then he said,
Well, that's Peter though,
Yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
extremely confident in himself.
Nice
Then he
slug.
said,
nice slug
and he-
on him.
He followed that up with 6 smoked wings and a brisket sandwich, please, baby. Then he followed that up with wrong person, ha 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 ha.
Pizza is something else. Peter might know what Cole Hamels has in his
Yeah.
basement.
Fir-
I'm thinking golf.
First name Colbert.
Does he have every Vineyard Vine shirt ever produced?
Trev, there's definitely something like that. Like his favorite golf polo, he has every one of them.
Yeah.
Good for him. 210 mil, he got the right to.
Shit.
God damn.
Can I talk about the Dodgers series a little bit?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Just
let's
a little.
do it.
LA was buzzing. I heard, it's never easy to get in the park. Someone told me that it took them 3 hours to get in the freaking park. 58,000 people. It's the largest crowd of any baseball game this year. It was nuts, dude.
What are you doing?
Dude,
3
I have no idea.
hours to get into a ballpark?
I would never do that, dude.
What does that
'Cause,
mean?
well,
Just
they
like standing in line, Trev?
Yeah, I mean, it's right off the 5 freeway. No easy. There's only like a couple ways to get in. So like they just get bottlenecked, dude.
Are they counting traffic then? They're counting like once you get to the stadium area, like not talking about
Maybe.
out of your car walking to the gate 3 hours. That's what I had in my head at first. I'm guessing they're
That's the
including
thing
traffic.
is it was a midweek series night game, and they started one at 6:40. So like you're talking rush hour, and then you got to deal with all that crap because everyone wants to go a little early. So anyways, but it's a nightmare, but it was buzzing. And like McCullers and Bueller like gave the matchup that we all thought was going to happen. It happened. 6 innings for both of them, I think. 2 earned runs, something like that. Then Scherzer comes out and says, "I'm going to throw 7 to Ernie's." Such cool baseball to watch.
Yeah,
Love it.
fans got to
The
stop
Dodgers,
fighting
the
strangers.
Dodgers bullpen.
They did lose a
bullpen-
game, I mean, you got to give the Astros some credit here too.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. And they almost lost the second game. I mean, they gave up a bunch of runs at the end there. Had a chance. Like Altuve almost came up against Jansen. I think they got the guy out right before him. Joe Kelly gave up the homer to Correa. Correa pimped it and did that whole thing. I love that.
Theo, one of our kings of the chat, said, "Oh my, there's an entire avid golf article on Cole Hamels."
Okay,
sure.
so it's tons of golf stuff. He's got like golf trophies there, more prominent than his baseball ones.
He's probably so freaking good at golf.
He's made, I think, $15 million every year for the last 12 years.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, he's made 15 mil every year for the last 12 years, or last 8 years, 9 years.
Is that good?
Not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's above me.
Odo with a tough start. Our dude Odo.
Yeah.
Damn.
He got roughed up with some homers.
What are Jake Odorizzi's splits got to be? I feel like his every bad game he's had, or is that Gibby that I'm thinking of? Another friend of the pod it's first inning. I think that's Gibby. I'm thinking.
Yeah, Gibby's had some rough first innings, and Odo did too. I was gonna go to the game. He offered me tickets, but I didn't want to deal with the traffic and stuff.
No, that's all. Are you a line person, Trev? Like, will you wait in line for things?
No. Like when I go to a Dodger game, what I do is I get there early, and I leave early. Like I just can't, man. I just can't do that.
Isn't it crazy that so many people will wait in a line? Must be like my circle. Like Jake and I wouldn't wait in a line for a thing. Like I don't think if we had to pee and there was like a 10-person line at the urinal, I think we'd rather go just hold it and get an infection.
Urinal lines can move quick. That's some spot with leeway. If you come up on a stopped line, like, what am I going to do?
But that just means that
wait?
people are in it. Yeah.
Yeah, the pitching performances do jump out. Jim, like you said, these 2-game interleagues kind of mean nothing. Padres, we know they've been kind of missing the starting pitcher for a little bit. This is back-to-back good for no Joe Musgrove. Snell with a survival Snell start, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Scherzer made his Dodger debut and dropped it because guess what? He's Max Scherzer. Trev mentioned his boy McCullers. And hey, shout out Reds fans. You guys can get back in some mix if the Padres slip up a little bit. Luis Castillo, who we were kind of wondering about early on this season, 4th straight quality start, 1.7 ERA in his last 10. I think Luis found it.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I've been very interested in how the Padres are doing their batting order with Tatis out and with Frazier and the Crone zone. 4 games in, seems very much that with a lefty on the mound, Kim is going to be the shortstop. With a righty on the mound, Cronenworth is going to be the shortstop, which leaves Frazier going back and forth between the bench and second base, which kind of sucks for him, man.
How much have you seen Kim play defense? Because all I've been hearing is he's like out of this world. Have you guys checked him out at all?
No, those games start so late.
I haven't seen too many of the high. I've just seen that he's a hot boy.
He is a hot boy. Yeah. Get the blonde hair. But I was listening to, what was I listening to? I don't know, something. They were talking about how good he is. I think maybe Eno wrote an article on it or something like that, but I got to check that out.
Shout
out, Kim. Shout out.
Kim's a hot boy.
You know I love shortstops.
You do? I Googled Padres Kim, and I'm not seeing a single hot boy pick.
I got you, bro.
Okay. I'm going to need more.
Like he's got the lettuce flowing. He makes I think he's a make a point to make his hat fall off type of guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Flashy.
Yeah.
Wow. Giants took the lead, so they're going to win. As soon as they tied it, it was like the Giants are going to win. Why would the Diamondbacks try? Wouldn't make sense. I got a mosquito down in the basement with me. I think it's bit me 3 times.
Nice fat mosquito now.
Driving me crazy. Let's move on to the second half of the show where we talk about individual performances and give standouts and awards and slump watch and then Fuego.
Trev, if we could do a preemptive robo fix while we do the thing Jake's about to do.
Wow.
Okay.
No idea what I'm about to do, but I do. Before we talk about all these individual awards, I like when a couple individuals come together to do something special. And Jim, there's a show. I want you to check it out. It's on JOMBOY Media. It's called The Compound. Ian Happ, the face of the Cubs, Ian Happ. Traded away the other guys. Ian Happ, face of the Cubs. Zach Short, face of the Detroit Tigers. Some games, when he plays really well. And Dakota Meck is on his way to the show. I believe it. Man, these are dudes in the game. And they link up. And if you think it's just a Cubbies pod, it's not. They talk all of baseball, man. They have some fun. Well, this is going to get me in trouble. I'm a Dakota guy. He lays it on. All about it. Honestly, this is Talking Baseball. There's a couple baseball fans in here. If you like baseball, you will like The Compound. Go check them out, man. They have a lot of fun. It's not just athlete humor. Like, they actually have fun on there. And they've got a good mix. Like, everyone's got a good, different personality that adds different things to the conversation. Love them. Podcast, the YouTube machine. They're with us. We're with them.
Yeah, it's fun. If it's good insight from the way players think and the way players view stuff and the way players talk to each other. Not, Trev's a player, but he talks to us idiots, and he's got to talk down to us. Not a mean way. Just he's got to dumb it down for us is what I was trying to say. But they're just in the game. So it's cool. And Zach Short had 2 walks against Boston in the series. So,
wow.
Kind of like they clap for walks over there. So I'm proud of them. Shout out Dakota too. He's like grounds the whole pod.
Wow.
He's got a good voice.
He does have a good podcast voice. I'd like to see Hap get sexy again. When he showed up for the trivia show, whoo.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean, that was a power play.
Someone just quote tweeted that. It is true. Okay, I did see it before everyone else. Let's go to standouts.
Standout performance.
I'm picking a guy who stood out to me. A guy that in 38 games this year, he's racked up 1.5 WAR. He's off to a pretty... he's playing pretty good baseball. And he's a Connecticut boy, hard-hitting New Britain. Give me George Springer all day. Trev, you talked about some of the pitchers that the Blue Jays picked up, and those guys are help. Manoah up from the farm. Berrios, we've talked about him ad nauseum on this show. Couple bullpen guys. George Springer, you guys know I like to look at the fan graphs overall, last 7 days ranking. Over the last 7 days, know what George Springer ranks amongst position players? Numero That's one. That's one. And he had, he's been having a lot of big games, but he had a little 4-for-5 action, homer, double, 3 ribeye steaks. And man, Vladito Mania has taken over that city, as it should. We've talked about Simeon and how good of a year he's having. Man, George Springer, I might add him to the underrated ball player list. In his last, let me get the Jakey butter knife going. In his last 89 games, so a little over a half a season, he's got 27 homers, 951 OPS. That's a 50-homer pace for a season. This guy plays center field. He can. And, man, he's a Connecticut guy, so I'm always going to love that. I like that he left Houston a little bit secretly. Dude, this guy mauls. He's been on a 51-homer pace the past 3 seasons now. Like, he's a legit power hitter, and we don't look at him as that. Like, he was the guy, oh, yeah, he set the table for Houston, and he had a bunch of playoff homers. Dude, this guy over the last 3 years has been one of the best sluggers in baseball at a premium position. He was out most of the first half. Toronto's playing good ball. He's a part of the reason why I love me some Springer dingers.
Someone tweeted at me 3 hours ago, Grant Dobson. They said, question, he obviously doesn't have the games played, but what would it take for Springer to get in the conversation for the all JOMBOY media team at the end of August, September? Or are the games played going to always hold him back? What do you think, Jake? Is there a way? How many games has he played? And if he plays out the rest, can he do it?
I think you're not going to like the number. He's played 38 games.
Oh, sorry, Grant. No.
Yeah. So,
no.
I mean, he's going to be at a great what I just did, if you want to extrapolate some numbers, George Springer's perfect for it because his 2019 was low-key monster. And then the short season last year and what he's doing now coming off of injury. Dude, Springer has a conversation with almost any hitter in the game, and we don't think of him that way.
I think about him like that.
That's hot.
I mean, I thought of all the guys that came out and signed deals last year, he was almost the safest bet of them all. It just seems like his tools are going to hold up. I don't know whether that's like he takes care of his body, he's naturally blessed like that, but like you don't have to worry about George Springer getting fat, or like kind of like maybe he'll slow down a little bit out in the outfield, but his swing is so good, his swing is so pure, like you're saying, like he's just going to bring value to that whole contract. I think Toronto crushed it when they brought him in, and he's a winner. I think he's kind of like one of those guys that brings the energy too. So he's not just putting the numbers, like he shows up, and I'm sure he energizes that clubhouse as well. Not that they need it with all those young guys, but I love me some George Springer.
He can't get to 100 games even if he played every single game left on the schedule. So sorry to my guy Grant. I don't think he's going to be eligible for the JOMBOY Media All League team at any point, but that's not to say he's not deserving of Jake Standout and a lot of claps.
Thank you.
The Orioles claimed Jorge Mateo off waivers.
Wow.
So back to you, Trev.
Oh, and I did send you a tweet. It's a post-game interview with Jim, but you'll see his hair.
Okay. Where'd you send it to me?
It's good hair.
I'm talking baseball chat. We're adding one fan to it after the show, so.
We're adding a fan to Talking Baseball chat?
Oh, funny.
Just randomly. They just get in for a day. It's really not much going on in there besides like, hey, who's got what today?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about today?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah. So he looks like a bad guy
My
in
turn?
dodgeball.
It's your turn, Trev.
Ooh. All right, I went back and forth on this one. I thought I might give it to my guy Scherzer, but I said, you know what? I love me a bad boy. Lance McCullers Jr. goes into Dodger Stadium, squares off against Walker Buehler, goes 6 2/3, shutty with 9 Ks. And that was after coming off 2 starts where he gave up 4 earned runs apiece. So not exactly pitching his best, but he goes into Dodger Stadium in front of probably the most hostile crowd, he's going to see during a regular season. It was bad. Stuff being thrown on the field all throughout the game, crazy cheater chants, everything going on, and he just delivers. And then after the game, he puts the tweet out, says, H-Town, like that was for you or whatever. He's fully bought in. The city of Houston loves him. He got freaking paid. Like he's kind of like living his own little rock star world right now, and it does it for me. You guys, I say it all the time with Lance. He's got moxie, and he showed it. He outpitched the Moxie King.
That's cool. Did you hear what I think it was Graveman said? Like, wow, like this clubhouse really is a family about the Astros. Kind of cool quotes because everything that they've gone through as like be it we hate him for it or we like him for it or whatever, they've definitely been galvanized.
Mm.
And probably have a us versus them mentality. That was kind of cool. Good job by McCullers. Good standout by you.
Thanks.
Job, Trev. You love him.
Moxie
Love
matchup.
him. My standout is Mookie Betts. Said Poppy, can he play infield? Gets the starts at second base in this 2-game set. Makes a diving catch. 3 homers in his last, since coming back off the IL, 3 homers, 2 in this game. Mookie, he started 1 game in 2020 at second base. He had played an inning or some back in 2018 or 19 at second base, but back-to-back starts at second base. This dude signed a what contract? Like a huge contract. This dude's got top 10 MVP votes in his last 6 or 7 seasons. Yeah, wherever you need me, coach. Yeah. Well, do I run the risk of making a fool out of myself on the biggest national stage and, being a superstar? Don't care. I'll just go handle it because I can do whatever I want. I can bowl. I can do this. I can do that. Pretty cool. You know, Trev, not even in a mean way. He's within his own right to be like, no, I'm not going to go play second base on a national game when I don't play second base, right? Like, I mean, I don't think that's a crazy 100% thing for him to say after signing that contract.
Yeah, he can say, look, I signed here to play an outfield position. That's where I'm comfortable. I want to help the team. But I think they knew that that's the kind of guy Mookie is. And it's one of the reasons, not obviously the entire reason, but one of the reasons they gave him that bag, because they knew that he was willing to do whatever it takes to win. That's all he wanted to do. And that might mean playing freaking second base at the big league level. And credit to him. Fucking made, 2 web gems?
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see, man.
He's very good.
He's awesome, huh?
Yes. Double play.
Jake Snakes, baby.
No, Yankees.
I'm watching the Snakes game.
Why couldn't Boston keep him again? Why couldn't they do it?
Luxury tax, dog.
He'd be good on that squad right now, huh?
A fake salary cap kept him out. Yeah, he'd be really good on that squad.
What's the... I got to look into these TV deals.
Here we go.
I was trying to read why do the Dodgers not care about the luxury tax at all? You have like 5 teams who acknowledge it exists and that they'd like to dance around it. You have 24 teams who will never, ever even come close to touching it. They're not spending that much money no matter what. And then you have 1 team that literally could care less. And it's got to be something to do with their TV deals or some deals they have that just cover them so much. And I was reading that it's their TV deal.
Yeah, they had a big TV deal not too long ago. I think only a couple of years ago. I love to see it. Wish more teams operated like that.
An $8 billion TV deal.
Huh.
That's pretty good.
I guess that's why they don't care about the luxury tax.
Well, the Yankees shouldn't have created their own network, and they should have been able to have networks bid for them.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a mistake. Like, it seems nice to own the network if they're worth that much money. Maybe it's better.
It's weird because it's only a Yankee network, right? Like, there's nothing else on that network. It's just Yankee programming, correct? The Nets are on it now.
And
so they're trying to build it out, I guess.
NYCFC.
Yeah. So
some radio simulcast stuff.
Enjoy.
Wow, it's big. So it's a huge network then. Huge network.
It's interesting.
The Liberty are on there.
Yeah. Nice BBD.
Is John Boy Media bigger than Yes Network?
3, 2, 1. No.
Yes.
not yet.
One day.
Okay.
One day fairly soon.
I think this brings us to Slump Watch.
See you, Trev.
Fuck. All right. See you guys.
Can stay.
That's sad. That was that sad stuff.
Slump
Watch.
That's kind of a weird slump watch because the way we're doing it. Not all the games have been played, and it's a little harder to sort. But we do have some proposals for guys. Brian Hayes 0 for 11, 2 Ks. That's a big enough sample. Valid submission. Max Muncy 0 for 7, a walk and 5 Ks. Trey Mancini 0 for 8, 5 Ks. Usually kills the Yanks. Not this week. Tommy Edman 0 for 8, hit by pitch and a strikeout. Don't know what he did today, but today's a series that counts. And Charlie Blackmon 0 for 8. Also, don't know what he did today, and his series would count. But those first 3 guys, their series, they all count.
And what about the people that were on there? What are they up to?
People that were on there, it looks like 2 of them haven't finished their series. It's designated on the sheet.
This is a tricky slump watch. This is a tricky slump watch. A lot of moving parts.
It was a tough ask. So I was talking to Max about it. I said, try your best. We'll make it work.
And you know, I'm
Well, I think it's pretty fair to say that Grisham's off because his series is
Right.
over,
Mhm.
and he went 4 for 9 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs in the 2 games, and he was already somewhat
Teetering.
playing like it wasn't like he went 0 for.
yeah.
He was
maybe he
0 for
did.
12 last
was.
series.
Oh, so it was
Fam.
It was Fam, but Fam's off too. He goes 3 for 10 with a homer and 3 RBIs. So I have Fam and Grisham both off. Congrats. We may sue one of you soon. Kepler, he went 2 for 8 with 2 doubles and 2 walks. So I'm gonna take Kepler off too. 400 on base percentage, 2 doubles. And then we can leave Verdugo and Santana on. We'll just check in with them next week and see what happens.
Okay.
Give him some more time. I like that.
Yeah, they might have gotten off this series anyway, and we just don't know yet.
And let's add Brian Hayes because that's Trev's flower or plant anyway. Yeah. And let's add Trey Mancini because we care about him and we want him to pick it up. And that was a 3-game series, even though he only played 2. And let's leave it at that. That's good enough.
Okay.
That was perfect. I was ready to punt the whole thing because I was getting a little lost in the numbers, but you did good, Coach.
Thank you.
You made some
Appreciate
fair
it.
calls.
And in the end, I just want to see Trev's face again.
Yeah, I kind of miss Trev. To leave us that sad, like he kind of can't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Puppy dog Trev
I don't like it.
can't do that to us. Okay.
And he's never coming
He's
back.
never returning.
Oh my god.
Well, you can start in Fuego, I think.
You got the sound clip? Do we have to be careful where we cut it off?
I've got it.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
I think the first time we tried to get that lyric, BBD was doing it on the fly, and I think the next sentence got a little...
It wasn't the first time I did it well several times last year, but yeah, I got once just trying to do it on YouTube.
And Fuego, we mentioned George Springer a little bit. Whoops, 8 for 14. Oh, my God. Randy Arozarena, he's the best to ever play, so this shouldn't shock you at all. A little 7 for 11,
Yes.
2 homers. Ryan Mountcastle, Trev's Ryan Mountcastle, with a big 6 for 11, 2 homers of his own, like him. Carter Kieboom, good to hear that name back in baseball. Fun name, was a big old prospect, a big old beard, 5 for 11, 2 homers. Jonathan India, how's your rookie of the year looking? Holy smokes, he's trying to get on that He's trying to get on that old JM team.
Chris Rose rotation.
Chris Rose rotation. Eddie Escobar, you come to Milwaukee and you play good. That's just them rules. 5 for 11, homer, triple, 5 RBI. Love me some Eddie, 5-tool light. Bryce Harper, we've been all over him. He's been killing it. And Donnie Barrels back in the conversation. Donovan Solano, 5 for 12, homer, couple extra base hits.
Love
Good
it.
job,
I love
guys.
guys performing
Love it.
well.
Good job, guys.
Mountcastle is the name of Jimmy's new home. So that's kind of cool. How is
I
that
don't
moat
know.
doing, by the way? You taking good care
I don't
of it?
know, Mr. 2 sets of AirPods.
Be honest with you guys, the mode's not fun.
Do you want to know why I have 2 sets of AirPods?
Need to.
Because you can afford them.
One was mine, one was Olivia's, and then I would get them mixed up, so I'd go running with them. And she told me that was disgusting. And so she bought another pair of AirPods and said, don't touch these AirPods. So now I have 2 sets because she won't put those back in her ears because they were jammed into my ears.
I have a lot of earwax. Katie actually checks on it every 2 weeks, and then she'll get a little earwax removal tool, and she's always shocked by it. So don't wear my AirPods because
that's kind of that's what she said. But that's why I have 2 AirPods, Jim.
Well, I appreciate it. My AirPods got bit by my dog, so they're all fucked up, but they still play sound.
It's an AirPod pod, people are saying.
An AirPod.
That's
AirPod.
what AirPods are supposed to do, right?
Guys, I think
Yes.
this brings us to awards. I'll go first. I'll be quick, Trev. I know you got to make moves. I probably got to make moves. I'm going with the Double Down Award. And I talk a lot, and I have no idea where sentences are going. I just hope they land in an okay place that Trev, Jim, and BBD can talk, and people forget what I say. I'm doubling down right now.
Okay.
And it's going to George Springer. I know I talked about him before. I know he got my standout. I got more to say. I've got more to say about George. Guys, Jakey Butterknife got in the stats. This happened in the last 15 minutes.
Come on.
In the past 3 years, and it's a little bit of a trivia award, there are only 3 field players with higher OPSs than George Springer. Can you name them?
Juan Soto.
Yes.
Last 3 years.
Last 3 years, higher OPS.
Field players.
Field players.
Trout.
Mike Trout. Great guess.
Aaron Judge.
Mookie.
Both wrong. BBD for the steal?
I'm watching the Phillies right now.
Okay. A guy named Tatis. You guys might have seen him.
Last 3 years.
Last 3 years.
Yeah. 19, 20, 21. I get it. I get you.
Number 4 is George Springer, guys. I know, there's Connecticut stuff, and I'm oddly too proud of that just for a place I'm born from. Dude, this guy has an argument. So him and Nelson Cruz, I did put in that little caveat. Nelson Cruz has him .004 on the OPS. But he's a DH. He's Nelson Cruz. Man, George Springer. Now that he's back, I get it. When you're hurt in baseball, it's tough to talk about you. The game keeps moving. Now that he's back, I want to talk more George Springer. This dude he's solid defensively. The guys ahead of him, Soto, Tatis, and Trout. We talk about those guys a lot. I'm doubling down. I want to talk about a lot of George Springer the rest of the way.
Okay. I mean, do we need to put you on a quota? Because you say you want to talk about him a lot the rest of the way. You only get 2 awards and you gave both to him.
Double down.
As we move forward, are you going to have another day where you give him both awards? Because you say you want to keep talking about him more.
Is this a JP Crawford situation?
I don't think so. It's been the summer of Vlad so far, and that's awesome, and he's deserved that. But, George Springer, man, use tasteful discretion. If we need to set up boundaries, I'm open to it, but it's just a warning. I'm talking George Springer the rest of the way.
Well, that falls nicely in line with my award because it sounds like you're in love with George Springer.
Yes.
I too have fell in love this year. And I'm going to explain why and to who. You guys know I have my hot boy list. Criteria for that, not just looks. That's one part of the puzzle. I need a contract status. You need to be a good player most of the time. Got to look good in the uni. A lot of different things go into it. Jonathan India is on my radar. Almost like a Cole Tucker situation where he can kind of do no wrong in my eyes. Now, yes, you talked about he was just on the Chris Rose rotation. Did you see the hat he was wearing? JOMBOY Media
Nice
freaking hat on the interview. And then when you deep dive into the guy's numbers, University of Florida first round pick, 5th overall. So he's got the pedigree. That adds up. Then you go and look at his numbers. He's got that 403 OBP. For second baseman, the 853 OPS is obviously doing it. He can steal some bags. And then here is what really flipped it for me. Yeah, he's got the hair and good looks. That I know that, but I thought he was a short king. Go on his baseball reference page. 6'2". Like he's built too. He's skyrocketing up my list for hot boys. He will be on the second half updated version that we're working on currently. Jonathan India, hot guy, and to end this off, to end my award, he does have a bold category on his baseball reference page.
Awesome.
You guys know what it is?
He just homered while you
don't-
were giving out this award.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool, dude.
I'm in love with him. 17 hit by pitches, bold on the baseball reference page. He's got it all going for him. So shout out Jonathan India, fan of JOMBOY Media, and now I can say it confidently, officially on the Hot Boy list with me and Mansplain Baseball elsewhere.
That is big.
It's big.
Job, Trevor.
Can't
Thank you.
believe you homered during the award.
That's a first in show history.
6'2" punch. You know he's got a good body. You can just tell.
I'll Google it.
I'm okay.
You can go, Jim.
My award is the Head Full of Promise, Road Full of Doubt award.
Hmm.
Wow.
Is that a Kurt Vonnegut?
No, it's actually their
Line.
Avett Brothers lyrics, but I switched it. They have
Hmm.
Head Full of Doubt, Road Full of Promise.
Okay.
It's a mean award. This is a mean-spirited award. If that helps.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys saw this. One of the cooler things is when a catcher steals a base. Catcher on catcher crime.
Okay.
You know? Christian Vasquez tried to steal. Have you guys seen this?
I've not.
Never seen someone just head full of promise and then just like instant tagged out, head down, jogs back to the dugout like, oh my God, why did I do that? The catcher just yells, he's going. And the pitcher just turns around, throws it to second, they just tag him. One of those plays where like, hey man, you're real slow, you know? Like, I don't know if you could be pulling this stuff. But it always cracks me up when slow runners try to pull it. Because when it works, when Jorge Posada grabs a bag, or Christian Vegas has stolen 8 this year, it's like so cool. But when they get thrown out, it is the biggest road full of doubt. Those steps back to the dugout, head down, like, why did I try to do that? It cracks
I've
me
been
up.
there, Jim. I've been there. It's a bad feeling. Worst feeling you can get as a base runner is first and second, you're the trail runner. There's a steal on, and the catcher throws to second base and throws you out, which has happened to me before. It's a very, very bad feeling because the first baseman's not even holding you on. So you're supposed to get a good jump, big lead. But you guys know I'm not the fleetest of foot, so it's happened to me too. I feel you, Vasquez. I feel you, big guy.
But Trev, you weren't the fleetest of foot, but he's like, 15th percent for speed.
I don't know what
Yeah.
I was. I think I was average-ish.
What do you think you were?
Like to get like once I got going, I think my sprint speed was okay. But like I'm
Yeah, 'cause
not
that's
like
what
a first
it's your
step.
It's your fastest steps. It's not your first step. It's not your total
Yeah.
time. It's just like your fastest like 3 steps. I'm texting you guys the tweet. I put it in the chat. I don't think they can click it, so it's a copy paste thing. But it's pretty funny. Like, the catcher like literally just handed them an out. So
Love it.
it's funny. Yeah. Who's the best friend of the week?
Best friend of the week. It's his first time receiving this award. It's Oscar Mercado.
Oh, Ooh.
Goes 6 for
Love
14.
Oscar, man.
Homered last night. 2 RBIs. Didn't even finish his series yet. Got there.
A very early guest on Talking Baseball.
Yeah.
Glad he's back. Glad he's back. Get going, Oscar.
He's got some tools,
Well,
man.
And while we're
Did our-
mentioning
did
former
our-
guest Rhys Hoskins just hit a go-ahead hit. Phillies go ahead in the 9th.
Yes.
so this fucking Phillies Mets game, they're going to be a half game out.
Whoa.
No, one whole game.
Well, they're a game and a half right now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the numbers of
Because the
wins
Mets
and loss
already
column.
lost today, so they're only picking up a half game.
I think it's at one game right now. So if the Phillies win, it would be a half game out.
Oh. What I was looking at had them at 1.5, so maybe they didn't update it from this morning.
Yeah, I think that was coming into today.
Well,
Okay.
eyes emoji for a new show that might be coming to the network
Whoa.
next week. What a
Hey,
big time for
yo.
them.
I'll do it too.
Yeah, everyone do it, eyes.
Spin the wheel, guys.
Spin the wheel. I don't. Do you want me to do it? I can do it.
Tick tick
No,
tick
just,
tick
you
tick
know.
tick 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 tick.
Tick tick tick. Oh, it landed on the Phillies. How about that?
Okay.
Didi Gregorius just chased a 2-0 pitch. Rhys Hoskins gives him the lead. I mean, you can talk about how they completely revamping their rotation, bringing in Gibby and turning their closer into a starter. Has that been done? Has a team that's in a division race taken their closer who's performing well and said, actually, we're going to stretch him out into a starting pitcher down the stretch? It feels so weird, but no one's even talking about it besides me. But it feels like something people don't do. Like, it seems like they got Kennedy, he'll be the closer, and now you just put Ranger Suarez as the 8th inning guy, but they have Archie. I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
I'm on some Phillies Twitter. They're talking about it on Phillies Twitter.
We'll get
I'm not like knocking it because he pitched really well, and if it works, it's cool. It just even the concept of it seems so foreign to me.
we'll get some research on it. Like a reliever going to the rotation for doing well. I mean, that doesn't seem as foreign. Closer is interesting because normally you don't want to mess with that. But, yeah. And, man, Wheeler, Nola, and our guy Gibby, man, if those three get into the postseason, woo.
So
Jump
all right,
on
we'll
Bryce
end the
Harper's back because he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy what he's doing. So
Played first base
It's a
once
save-
this year.
it's a save situation now. Has Kennedy has picked up 3 saves for them already? That's nuts.
It's good.
This is a long elevator talk.
It's a lot of elevator.
Yeah.
We're in a,
No,
we're in a
no.
skyscraper right now.
For Joey Gallo.
Team USA Saturday morning. Homer draft Gallo.
What time is that?
6
actually,
a.m.
the USA game?
6.
Big Sox.
4 a.m. for you, Trev.
WFAN tomorrow. Tune in.
Cook the books.
Call in.
Good
Make us look good.
luck, guys. It's a freak show.